Are school shootings just mindless rampages that only cause death? Florida, Alabama, Florida again, California, Kentucky, Texas and many other places as such, have had an experience with local school shootings. Each one of these states either suffered losses from the shootings or thankfully did not report any lives lost. Unfortunately, the individuals that have survived this traumatizing experience are dealing with the burden of the often overlooked, negative ripple effects of these experiences. There is a myth that is said about the shootings saying that school shootings/local shootings are just mindless rampages that only cause death. It goes without saying that death is marked as the end of life and it is a terrible and a sad thing to experience. There is also comments on these incidents that say that there is no excuse for these shootings and some people mention how they can't even wrap their heads around what exactly the shooter was thinking. This also means that they could not possibly understand the mindsets of the people that have survived the traumatic experience and what they may be going through in order to recover from the mental damage. That myth can be viewed as a close-minded statement that could potentially be viewed as a blind spot towards the negative ripple effects of the trauma of the ones survived, and the death of the others who were not so lucky. When the statement talks about how it only causes death, this implies that death is the last thing that happens in the incident, and in this case, you need to understand that after the shooting incident psychologists state, that are two things the victims go through. The process of overcoming the trauma of seeing the threat of the shooting hands-on and ordeal with highly painful and demanding process of dealing with the loss of a loved one. In my opinion, school shootings should be viewed as not just mindless rampages that just end in death. I believe that, with the death, there is a heavy package that comes within it. In this case it includes, the loss of a loved one or having experienced the traumatic shooting firsthand in your own place of safety. When these things happen, I understand that the psychological damage must be tended to immediately, and that with psychological therapists, they must be understanding and patient.